ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम् वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. You can repeat. अल्पाक्षरम् असन्दिग्धम्
अल्पाक्षरम् दिग्धम्
सारवत् विश्वतोमुखम्
सारवद्विश्वतोमुखम्
अस्तोभम् अनवद्यं च
अस्तोभम् अनवद्यं च
सूत्रं सूत्रविदो विदुः
सूत्रं सूत्रविदो विदुः
अयुवन्
आयुन्
ऋलक्
ऋलक्
एओङ्
एओङ्
ऐऔज्
ऐऔज्
हयवरट्
हयवरट्
लन्
लन्
ञमाङणनं
ञमाङणनं
जभै
जभै
घढधश्
घढधश्
जबगडदश्
जबगडदश्
खफछठथ चटतौ
कफछठथचटतौ
कपै
कपै
शशसर
शशसर
खल् इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि
इति महेश्वराणि सूत्राणि. This is we said Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwarani, not Maheshwar. Maheshwarat Agatani Sutrani. Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwara. Ma Dirga, not Rasva. Not Maheshwara. Maheshwara.
Maheshwara.
Yes.
Okay, understand. Yeah, because I have doubt. So many why so many Maheshwaras? Why Maheshwara impure? Not Maheshwara, Maheshwara.
Maheshwara. That's what in the last class also I told. It is Maheshwara Sutrani.
Okay.
Maheshwarat Agatani Maheshwarani Sutrani. Now, introduction to Ashtadhyayi. There are different names for Ashtadhyayi, which we saw in the last class. And the authors of the text starting from Sutra, they are called Panini, Katyayana, and Patanjali Trimuni. This Vyakaranam is called Trimuni Vyakaranam. Trimuni is these are the three munis. Munitrayam Namaskritya Vakyakaram Vararuchim Sutrakaram Paninim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Pranatosmi iti we chanted the shloka. Those three munis, Paninihi, Katyayanaha, Patanjalihi, they together called Trimunihi. Trimuni Vyakaranam, Ashtadhyayi, written by Panini Maharishi, Vartikam by Katyayana, on both of which the Patanjali had written Bhashyam. So we study Vyakaranam with the help of all the three Sutrapata, Vartikam, as well as Mahabhashyam. Anyway, we are not going to study Mahabhashyam, but these are the Pramana, Uttarottara Munina Pramanyam, Pramana Grantha. Then different Vyakarana Granthas we have seen, Pratigrantha and Pavidya Grantha, and number of sutras, and number of chapters, number of sections, 8 chapters, each chapter having 4 sections, therefore 32 sections, and it is identified as first chapter, first section, and the sutra number. Similarly, second chapter, second section, like that. Second chapter, first section, second chapter, second section. Any chapter, maximum 4 chapters and maximum 4 sections. So starting from first chapter, first section, ending with 8th chapter, 4th section. So these are the sutras, number of sutras in each section. You can see they are not uniform. The number varies from chapter, section to section, and therefore number of sutras differ from chapter to chapter. And we have seen the minimum number of sutras in the second chapter, second section, and maximum number of sutras in the 6th chapter, first section, 223 sutras. So totaling 3,983 plus 14, 3,997 sutras, including Maheshwara Sutrani, the 14 sutras. Now, we will see that how these sutras are arranged. And we also saw in the last class. For example, we took this Iko Yanachi. This is Sutra. This Sutra is located in the 6th chapter, first section, 77th Sutra. Iko Yanachi is a Sutra. It is the 77th Sutra of the Pratama Pada of the Shashtava Adhyayaha. Similarly, Vriddhiradej, the first sutram of the first section of the first chapter. Similarly, Halantyam, there is a sutra Halantyam, which is the 3rd sutra of the 3rd section of the first chapter. Hrasve, another sutra. 86th sutram of the 3rd section of the 5th chapter, 5386. Padasya, 16th sutra of the first section of the 8th chapter. Like that, the sutras are identified by its location, which section and which chapter. Okay. This is how it is identified. And different types of sutras also we saw. We are not going to see all the types. To start with, we will see Sanya and Vidhi and Adhikara. The Paribhasha, Niyama, Adidesha, these 3 types we will see when the context comes.
Okay.
because you won't be able to understand now. Therefore, we will wait for the context to come. So these are the types of sutra. Sutras are classified based on its function. Based on its function, based on its usage. Sanya cha paribhasha cha vidir niyama eva cha atideshodhikarascha shadvidam sutra lakshanam. Yes, sutra lakshanam is sutra types. It is not the character. It is not the the Alpakshara or something. There are also Lakshana characteristics. Here we don't translate Lakshana as characteristics. We have to translate Lakshana as the kinds of sutra, types of sutra. That sutra, the nature of the sutra, based on its function, based on its usage, it's classified into 6 types, based on its purpose, usage, utility. Sanya sutrani, Paribhasha sutrani, Vidhi sutrani, Niyama sutrani, Atidesha sutrani, Adhikara sutrani. Iti 6 types are there. So Sanya, you can see Sanya, Paribhasha, then Vidhi, then Niyama, Atidesha, Adhikara. Sandhyasa, but you know how to split, I think. Atidesha plus Adhikara plus Cha. Atidesho Adhikarascha. So all these things we are going to learn. What sutra applies? How do we get the this form? That is how the letters join. By what I want to. So all those things we are going to learn. Okay. Then first let us start with Sanya Sutra. Sanya means name. Namakaranam Sanya. It is just a naming. Samyak Nyayate Anena Yiti Sanya. That which is known, which is identified by its name. You go to the market, you want to buy a thing. You should know the name of the object, right? You have to identify, you have to tell the name. I want that, I want this. Can you give me this, that means what this, that? You tell me what you want. You have to tell anything. Want to purchase a soap, you have to tell soap, detergent, name. So that naming is very important. We name and then we use. So Namakaranam, after the birth of the child, after 11 days, 11th day, I think, they name a child. They give the name. So that the child will be called by its name. Slowly it is programmed that its name is so and so. So when the name is called, the child will turn back. Oh, he's calling me, right? Namakaranam. So therefore, Namakaranam is very important. Namakaranam Sanya. That by which something is known, something is identified, understood. Samyak Nyayate Anena Iti Sanya. Therefore, there are Sanya Sutrams. So Sanya Sutram defines the technical terms like it. It Sanya we know. I even look in the Mahesha Sutra, the last letter of each sutra is called by the name it, all the consonants. All the consonants at the end of each sutra, 14 sutras. They are known by the name it Sanya. It's called, we translate it as packing letter or indicatory letter in English.
How do you say?
Packing. Indicatory letter or packing letter.
Packing
Yeah.
letter. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like a packing. You have to remove the pack to take out the content. So it's called packing letter. Or indicatory letter. You can call it as indicatory letter. As a reason why it has called it, anyway, that Vyutpatti and all we will see later. After you pick up Sanskritam, then that time we will see. If I say something now, you won't be able to understand why it is called it. Okay, then Guna. Guna is a name. You know what is Guna? Guna means not Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna, Trunatmika, Maya, Asti, not that here. That is not the Guna. Guna has got many meanings. Guna means Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmika. That Gunam is 3 gunas are there. That is also Gunam. And Guna means rope also. Guna means rope also. And guna means the qualities or the characteristics, all these meanings are there, guna. But that is not the meaning here in Vyakarana. Here, guna is a name. That's all. Some letters have the sanya guna. You know, guna sandhi. Akara, ekara, okara. A and O. These three letters have the sanya guna. Why they are called guna? You cannot ask. The three letters are given the sanya guna. Okay, there is no reason. Maybe in the previous grammarians called the letter as guna. So same thing is Bani Maharishi also uses. Akara, ekara, okara. The names are maybe borrowed from the previous Vyakarana, possible. Okay, certain names which the Pani Maharishi uses in his Vyakarana, Sutra Pata, they were borrowed from the other Vyakaranam. That is a Vyakaranam which was existing before Pani Maharishi. Okay. So like guna and vriddhi. Vriddhi is akara, the long, and I and au. The three letters are known by the name vriddhi. So we should not take the meaning of the word here. Here the letters are called by the name guna, vriddhi, etc. Okay. Vriddhi means that which is big, which increases. That's called big. But here nothing increases. The letters are called akara, aikara, aukara are called by the name vriddhi.
Okay.
Therefore, don't see the meaning of the sanya. Just know that what are called by these names. That is what is important. Certain names are natural names. Like guna is a natural name because the word guna is in the language. Vriddhi is in the language. Whereas gu, what is gu? Gu is not in the language. It's something gu. Something gu. What comes in your mouth? Gu. T. Bha. These are all artificial names. The Pani Maharishi created these names. He created for calling a certain thing by these names. Gu, T, Bha. All this we will be knowing. What are they? And Savarna. Savarna is it's a natural name. Savarna means similar letters. That's called Savarna. Anunasika is a name, nasalized. Nasikaya Saga. That's called Anunasika. That which is pronounced along with the nose. Like the fifth letter of all the classes. They are nasals, right? They are not only nasals, they also have the respective place of pronunciation, whatever it is, guttural plus nasal, palatal plus nasal, right? The fifth letters of all the class consonants. Similarly, vowels also, nasalized vowels are there. Nasalized vowels. We will be learning all those things. So, Anunasika, it's a name. Anunasika is a name. So, all these are some of the names. There are so many names are there. So many Sanya Sutras are there. There are about more than 150 Sanya Sutras. All these are mainly divided in the first chapter and second chapter. Mainly in the first and second chapter, you will see predominantly. The third point you see, Sanya need not have general meaning. Need not have general meaning. It can have, but need not, as it is a technical term from the grammar perspective. Just take the name as it is. Like gu, ti, bha, these don't have any general meaning. This bha sanya, similarly gu sanya, ti sanya, these don't have any general meaning. Just it's a sanya, that's all. So it's a sanya from the grammar perspective. That is why we say the sanya can be either natural, that's called akritrima, or kritrima, artificial. Artificial means certain sanyas are created. Certain sanyas are created, like gu, ti, bha, all these names are created. Some are natural, like Guna, Vriddhi, etc. These are all natural. Guna, Vriddhi, Savarna, Anunasika. These names are, the words are there in the language, and the same word is used as Sanya here in the grammar. So natural. Okay. So that is what is given here. Examples for Kritrima, Gu, Ti, Bha, etc. Example for Akritrima, Savarna, Anunasika, Avasanam. Avasana means stoppage, pause. Avasana means just stopping, leave the gap, leaving the gap. That's
Okay.
called avasana. Gap between the words, gap between the sentences. Avasana literally means pause. You stop, stoppage. It's called avasana. So that is
Okay.
also a sanya.
Mhm.
So this is one type of sutram, sanya sutram. Okay, is it clear?
Clear.
Yes. Second type. Okay, we'll see. Now, vriddhi. As I told, this vriddhi is a sanya and happens to be the first letter of the first sutram of the sutra pata. First sutram of the first section of the first chapter, vriddhi. It is a sanya. It is a sanya. Vriddhi is a sanya, which means we know akara, aikara, ukara, the three letters are known by the name vriddhi, vriddhi letters. So he is defining calling the three letters by the name vriddhi. So by calling the vriddhi, he can use the sanya in many places in the sutra pata. He is using like vriddhi rechi. It's a sutra. It's a vidhi sutra. That something is going to happen. You know, in fact, if I ask you, you will be able to answer. For example, let me ask you. Jiva plus Aikyam. What's in the, what happens?
Jiva Aikyam.
Jiva plus Aikyam.
Jiva Aikyam. Jiva.
Jiva Aikyam, right?
Jiva.
A plus I is I only, right?
Oh. Not. Okay. Yes.
Yes or no? Right?
Yes. Yes. I have to check this.
Okay, no problem. You'll see that later. Don't worry. So it's called Vriddhi Sandhi. Okay, what Sandhi? You'll see all those things later. Okay. So it's a Sandhi. Okay. You need not get into what it is now. Otherwise, I have to go there and explain what it is now. Leave it, no problem.
Yes.
Vriddhi Rechi is just know this much. It is a Sandhi Sutram. Sandhi happens. Similarly, Vrijehe Vriddhi. Here, some Angakarya, something happens. Vriddhi happens. Vriddhi happens to some letter. So in all these places, you see, by saying Vriddhi means, he's telling that he's referring to the three letters. A, I, O will come, depending on what the letters are in the context. Depending on that, either Akara or Aikara or Aukara will come. Right? So that is Vriddhi. The names Vriddhi is used in these sutras. You can see 6188. Sixth chapter, first section, 88 sutra. It's Vriddhi Sutra. Vriddhi Sandhi Sutra. Vriddhi Sandhi. Vriddhi happens. So by saying Vriddhi, it's telling that Akara, Aikara, Aukara will come in the place of, like the example I gave, Jiva plus Aikyam, Jiva Aikyam. Or you can take the word, a simple one I'll try to give. What is Vriddhi Sandhi? Simple one, which when I say you can follow that. Let me say this one. Like Just eka plus eka. Sada plus eva. Sada plus eva. What's Sandhi?
Sada plus eva.
Sada, it is a,
Hmm.
ending with the letter a. And
Sadaiva.
Sadaiva, right?
Sadaiva.
So a plus I, right? Sada a
Yes.
plus a plus a, both are replaced by. Sada is the word ending with a, and eva beginning with a. So both will be replaced by the vriddhi letter. Here we have to take the vriddhi letter I. I will be the letter replacing both. So a plus a will be I. Therefore, you get sadaiva, right?
Hmm.
That is what is sandhi, vriddhirechi. The sandhi, the sandhi sutram tells, ordains, the sandhi sutram, the vriddhi sandhi sutram ordains vriddhi in the place of a plus a, I will come. So, therefore, you can see in the Vidhi Sutram the usage of the Sanya Vriddhi. So, like that, there are many sutrams in the Ashtadhyayi which uses the Sanya. Some of the sutrams are given here where the Sanya Vriddhi can be seen. Vriddhi Rechi, Brjer Vriddhi, Sichi Vriddhi, Parasmay Padeshu. Some of the examples are shown here. You need not know what these sutrams are, that we will be seeing later. But you can see the place where these Sanya, this Sanya, Vriddhi Sanya is used. Okay. So, therefore, Vriddhi means these three letters. This is only an example. This is not even the introduction to the Sanya Vriddhi. Anyway, we are going to see that. Just to give you an idea how the Sanya would look like. Okay.
Okay.
And another important thing here, which I told already before, the first sutra being Vriddhi Radhaj, the first letter being Vriddhi, it is the name of the Lord, Brahma. Brahma is Brigattamatva. It is the biggest. The biggest means it is not an adjective. Biggest means biggest. The biggest doesn't qualify really anything. Suppose if I say big mosquito, mosquitoes are there. Among all the mosquitoes, this mosquito is a big mosquito, we can say. But this is not a mosquito, this is not something. This is biggest, big, that's all. Big means big only. That is what Brahma is. Brahma is big.
Okay.
It is what big? It is big. That is what Brahma is. Okay. So that is the name of the Lord, Ishvara's name. So the first letter happens to be the name of the Lord. Therefore, this sutram itself serves as the Mangala Shloka, auspicious beginning. So the author need not write Mangala Shloka. Like in Tattva Bodha and all, we have Mangala Shloka, Vasudevetra Yogindram, Tattva Jnana Pradam Gurum. We should have. So every, similarly, Vivekachudamani, if you take Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam, Tama Gocharam, either you should begin the text with Guru Namaskara or Vastu Nirdesha Rupa or Mangala Shloka or Namaskara to Ishvara, then only the text should be begin. But this being a Sutra Pata, if you write one full shloka, then it is not a Sutra at all. So this become a text, it's not a Sutra text. So therefore, just using the name Vriddhi serving two purposes. One is defining the names, other one is this itself acts as a prayer. So two job done by the same sutra, Vriddhi Radhaj. It's a beautiful arrangement by Nipanni Maharishi. Such a prayer, it's a very effective prayer. That is why the Sutra Pata survives even today, and therefore only we are studying Sutra Pata.
Yes.
Vriddhi Radhaj. Then next example. Bhuvadayaha dhatavaha. What is dhatavaha?
Dhatavaha, dhatu. Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam. Dhatu, dhatavaha. Like what shabda? Guru shabda. Guru, Guravaha, dhatu, dhatavaha. Ukarantaha, pullingaha, dhatu shabda. Okay. You know it, right? So
Yes.
dhatu shabda. So dhatus are defined. Bhu vadayaha dhatu. In the dhatu patha, the first dhatu is bhu dhatu. Dhatus, 2000 dhatus divided into 10 groups. And the first group is called Dvadigana because the first dhatu of the first group happens to be Bhu dhatu. Bhu Sattayam. That is also, it's a Mangala, the word Bhu. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Bhu Sattayam. That is why it is used Bhu dhatu. Why not Gam dhatu, first dhatu? Why not some other dhatu? Why Bhu dhatu? Because it's a Vyagriti. But here that is not. Bhu is Vyagriti. But here it is not Vyagriti, it is a dhatu. But the form is same. Therefore, Vyagriti is remembered. It is like a prayer. Bhu. Sattayam. Sattayam means in the sense of being. In the sense of existing. Right? That's what Bhavati is. Bhavati. Everything is Bhavati. Asti, 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 astitvam. And when it comes to you, Asmi. Right? Parvataha asti, Nakshatram asti, Suryaha asti, Jagat asti, Acharya asti, Aham asmi. When it comes to me, Brahma asti. That Brahma, Aham asmi. That's what Vedanta, right?
Yes.
Everywhere, all the way it is asti only. Isness, existence. So that is the meaning of the dhatu bhu. We don't translate as become. We can translate to become. And Vedanta, we don't do the translation. Brahmavita, Brahmaiva Bhavati. Would have heard this statement, right? Brahmavita, Atmavita, Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahma becomes Brahma. He becomes Brahma means he can unbecome also, right? That's a problem. You can come back to samsara. After moksha, come back to samsara. Therefore, we don't translate it as become. Being Brahma, that's why Puja Swamiji uses very, very particularly uses the words which we cannot misinterpret. That's very careful in using the words, very choosy about that. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati means the knower of Brahma, being Brahma, the knower of Brahma recognizes himself to be Brahma. That's all. Recognizes himself to be Brahma. Before recognizing he is Brahma, after Jnanam, he recognizes he is Brahma. He is all the way Brahma. Right? Whether you know it or not, you are Brahma only. Not you become Brahma. You can become a samsari. That is also not possible. You cannot become a samsari because you are Brahma. How can you become a samsari? The samsaritvam is kalpita. It is superimposed. You who cannot be a samsari, think you are a samsari. It is a mistake. That is why Vedanta comes and knocks off the wrong notion. No, you are not that. You are that. You are not that also you have to say. What you are that also you have to say. Right? So that is a bhu dhatu. What a beautiful dhatu, right? Bhu. Everything is asti, bhavati. So that is the first dhatu of the first gana. And va is another dhatu. Gati gandhana yogo. It means movement. From this only the vayu comes. Vati iti vayuhu. Vayu means what? Air, wind. Wind which blows. That which blows is called wind. Va dhatu. Vati gandhana yogo, which is the second gana dhatu. So by saying bhu, va, etc., these are called dhatus. Dhatu is a sanya. So sanya is defined. Dhatu being a sanya, dhatu sanya is defined by this sutram. This is the first sutram of the third section of the first chapter. So in the dhatu pata, the first dhatu is bhu dhatu, and va is the adadigana, that is second gana, first dhatu. So the dhatu pata, which contains a list of dhatus, they are referred to. They are referred to. Dhatavaha. These are dhatus. These are dhatus. So dhatu is a sanya. Dhatu pata we have a dhatu pata, a book, a separate grantha written by Panini Maharishi, which contains all the dhatus. And it is referred to here by the sutram dhatavaha. They are called dhatus. So dhatu sanya. Then the next example you see. Parasannikarshaha samhita. Samhita means sandhi. Samhita means sandhi. In the language we say sandhi means joining, but Panini Maharishi doesn't use the word sandhi. He uses the word samhita. Samhita means it is not mantra part of the Veda, not that samhita. That is different. Vedas are divided into four or two parts, we can say. Either Veda Purva or Vedanta, or Vedas can be divided into four: Samhita, Aranyaka, Brahmana, and Upanishad. Right? Samhita part, Brahmana part, Aranyaka part, and Upanishad. That is not a Samhita here. Yes, Samhita means Sandhi. It's a technical term. It's a grammar technical term. What is Samhita? Parasannikarshaha, the close proximity of the letters. That is called Samhita, which is under 9th Sutram of the 4th section of the 1st chapter. So these are some of the examples for Sanya Sutram. Sanya Sutrams. Understand?
Yes.
So like that, there are many Sutrams are there. Just to some example. Then the next Sutram, next type of Sutram is Adhikara Sutrani. Adhikara Sutrani, governing rules. Uttara Prakarana Vyapi Adhikaraha. Swadeshesh Palashunyatve Sati. Paradeshe Vakyartha Bodha Janakatvam Adhikaratvam. Don't worry, I will explain what it is. See. Now, the previous example, Samhita, I said. Samhita means Sandhi, right? It's a Sanya Sutra. How many types of Sandhis are there? There are many types, right? Swara, Vowel Sandhi, Vyanjana Sandhi, Visarga Sandhi. So many types are there. So all the Sandhi rules must be located somewhere, right? They must be located in some section of the Ashtadhyayi. Somewhere it must be located, right?
Correct.
And all the Sutram deal with Sandhi. Okay, yes or no?
Yes.
For example, if it takes Swara Sandhi, the Vowel Sandhi must be located in a place, and all the Sandhi, they are dealing with Sandhi. Therefore, the word Samhita, meaning Sandhi, is understood for all the Sutra.
Okay.
For all the Sutra. Swara Sandhi is located in a particular place, like the Vriddhi Rechi. It's a Sandhi. You see, this is a good example. Both are there here. Here, Vriddhi Rechi is a Sandhi. It's a Sandhi Sutra. Sanya is defined here. That's okay. And the Sandhi Sutram, Samhita, that joining the Sandhi Sutrams, they are located in 6th chapter, 1st section. So there are many Sutrams are there. 6187, 6188, 6189, and even before that, and all. All these, the rules apply in the context of Samhita, in the context of Sandhi. So in the topic, they all come under the topic Samhita. Understand? They all come under the topic. They all come under the topic Samhita. Covered under the topic Samhita. That is called topical sutra. Governing rules. So Adhikara means topical governing rules. Uttara Prakarana Vyapi Adhikaraha. It means it has its scope on the following, that is a subsequent sutras. It doesn't have any purpose of its own, but it has application, it has scope. It has scope. It has scope, wide scope. That is, it has scope on the other sutras. Its scope is spread over the other sutras. We'll see some more example. You can see I've written the English translation. An adhikara doesn't have a meaning of its own. Therefore, nothing to do by themselves. Adhikara is it's not a Vidhi Sutra, it's not a rule. It's not a sutra which ordains certain action. So it is not a rule. It's not a Vidhi Sutra. Vidhi means rule. Sandhi is a Vidhi, for example. Vriddhi is a Vidhi. So adhikara is not like that type of sutra. So it has nothing to do of its own. But they come in the scope of an entire pada or adhyaya that follows and acts as an anuvritti in each sutra in that scope. For example, in the Ashtadhyayi, the third chapter, starting from the third chapter, first section onwards, first sutra onwards, entire third chapter, entire fourth chapter, entire fifth chapter. How many chapters? The 3 chapters. It means how many sections? 3 into 4, 12 sections. 12 sections. All the 12 sections deal with pratyaya. So pratyaya is mentioned as the first sutram of the first section of the third chapter, and it says this has validity, this has scope up to the 5th chapter, 4th section, last sutra. So all the 3 chapters deal with suffix pratyaya. Pratyaya means suffix, you know, right? Pratyaya means suffix. The whole language is nothing but the prakriti plus pratyaya. The whole language is nothing but prakriti is plus pratyaya only. The whole language, I mean, language, the words of the language. They are the combination of prakriti plus pratyaya. Prakriti could be a pratipadikam, prakriti could be a dhatu, it could be anything, right? Either it can be prakriti, either prakriti can be a pratipadikam, or prakriti can be a dhatu. So if it is a pratipadikam, you can change the pratipadikam. You can convert the pratipadikam by adding the pratyaya into a padam, nama padam. Like Rama becomes Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, like that. Similarly, if the prakriti is a dhatu, pat dhatu, for example, it can be converted to a padam, patati, patataha, patanti, by adding certain pratyayas. Similarly, a pratipadikam can be converted to another pratipadikam. That is possible. That is by the addition of a special type of pratyayas, tadita pratyayas. It's a huge section in the Ashtadhyayi. That and all we will see later. Similarly, dhatu can be converted into another pratipadikam by adding krit pratyayas. So all those pratyayas are covered under the pratyaya topic. That is 311. Now you understand what is adhikara? Is it clear? Adhikara is the governing rule. The rule which governs the subsequent rules in the chapter or in the section is called Adhikara Sutram. So in this example, Pratyaha 311, it is Adhikara Sutram, is a topic. That is a topic, and the topic spans over the 3 chapters, 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter. Their authority runs up to the last sutram of the 5th chapter, beginning from first sutra of the first section of the 3rd chapter up to the last sutram of the last section of the 5th chapter, right? So all the 3 chapters, entire 3 chapters, entire 12 sections, they deal with pratyaya. So that is the pratyaya adhikara. So in future, suppose if I ask you to find out pratyaya, you have to find only these 3 chapters or this section, 12 section. You don't have to look for that in the 1st chapter or in the 8th chapter or in the 6th chapter, because it is pratyaya adhikara. And this is a topic, this is the adhikara. Here only it should be located. So therefore you can narrow it down by excluding 1st chapter, 2nd chapter, by excluding 6th chapter, 7th chapter, 8th chapter. So it must be in the either the 3rd chapter or 4th chapter or 5th chapter. Yeah, right? Now we have narrowed down. Further you can narrow down by 4th chapter and 5th chapter deals with the pratyayas added to pratipadikam, and the pratyayas and the 3rd adhikara added to dhatus. So if you want to find out the pratyaya which are added to dhatus, Further, you narrow down to third chapter. Understand? Is it clear?
Yes.
And further,
Yeah.
you can narrow down to the section. Further, narrow down to like that. Narrow. Finally, you can narrow down. So that's why the Adhikara helps. Okay. So this is what is called Adhikara Sutram. So Adhikara Sutram doesn't have any scope of its. That is, it doesn't have any Palashunyatam. Swadesha Palashunyat Pesati. It doesn't have any meaning of its own, but it has scope when it spans over the other sutras, other section, the section in the chapters. That's called Adhikara Sutram. We will already be seeing with examples. Then another example. Dhatoho. Dhatoho, what vibhakti? You can guess, not guess, you know. I mean, you can guess means either it can be Panchami or Shashti.
Panchami, Shashti.
Guroho, right? Guroho. Therefore, Dhatoho. Either Panchami or Shashti. Here it is Panchami. We will see how it is in the later. So Pratyaya is ordained. Pratyaya is ordained after the Dhatu. You are adding the suffix to the Dhatu. Like a Pat Dhatu become Patati, right? So Ti is a suffix added. So therefore, the Pratyayas which are added to Dhatus, they are in this section 3191. 3191, 91st Sutra, starting from 91st Sutra of the first section of the third chapter up to 117th Sutra of the fourth section of the third chapter. That is the last Sutra. That is 117 is the last Sutra of the fourth section. That is the last section of the third chapter. So starting from 3191 up to the third chapter, fourth section, this range is Dhatu range, Dhatu Adhikara. So in this range, you will find the Pratyayas added to Dhatus. So now I told you know the Pratyayas are found in third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter. Now you want to find out the Pratyaya added to Dhatus, then you come here. 3191 up to 34. Within this range only, that Pratyaya must be there. So like that, you have to narrow it down. Further, you can narrow down that we will see and all later. Is it clear? This is one example.
Yeah.
Next example, what I said, Samhitaya. Samhita is Sandhi, which is already defined Sandhi, Samhita. And the Samhitaya is 6172. Samhita is 6172. It is the Adhikara Sutram. Starting from 6172 up to 158th Sutram of the first section of the sixth chapter. Up to that, the Adhikara is, the topic is Sandhi topic. So therefore, the sutras in this range deal with Sandhi.
Okay.
Is it clear? So now you see Vriddhi Rechi, this is I told Vriddhi Sandhi, 6188, right? See the numbers, yes. 6188. Now here, 6172 onwards up to 61158 is Sandhi topic. So 6188 is within the range only, right? So that is comes under Sandhi topic. Is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
Samhitayam. Samhitayam is Saptami Vibhakti. In the context of Sandhi. In the context of Sandhi. That is the meaning, Samhitayam. So with regard to Sandhi, then those sutras will be there. And 6188 happens to be the Vriddhi Sandhi. In the context of Sandhi, Vriddhi will happen.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
All Adhikara Sutra come with only a word, sanya, without any other word. For example, Dhatoho is only a word.
One, yeah.
Samhitayam is only one word.
Mm.
Is always like this?
Yeah, mostly the Adhikara will be like that. Yes, single letter. It can be any of the Vibhakti, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, but most of them will be One letter, yes. It's not
One
most of them, not all. There are 2 letters are also is there. 2 words, not 2 letters, 2 words. 2 words are also is there. Even sometimes, yeah, the sutra itself is adhikara. It also is there.
Oh,
That is also is there. Here, whatever the examples I have given, where they are in the adhikara sutra has got only 1 word. There are adhikaras having 2 words, having 3 words, or the entire sutra is an adhikara. That is also there. Okay.
Okay.
We will see all those things when the context comes. Now, next one. This is a third type, vidhi. Vidhi means rule. Grammar, the vyakaranam, involves rules, lot of rules. You would have studied lot of rules, right?
yes.
Sandhi, starting from Sandhi onwards, lot of rules you would have studied. And that is, the rule is referred to by the word vidhi. Vidhi means kartavyatvena upadeshaha vidhi. Upadeshaha, instruction that ought to be done. That is called vidhi. That it should be done. It's called vidhi. So therefore, vidhi sutras or the sutras, they dictate the process of transformation of letters or words or whatever it is, right? The language. Here I have given letters. In the Sandhi context, it is letters. In some other context, it could be a word also. Okay. So,
Okay.
like the example I gave, sada plus eva, a plus a becomes I, sadaiva. That is a vidhi. It's a vidhi, so it is Samhita vidhi. It's a Sandhi vidhi, vidhi sutra. So when you want to join, you have to apply this rule. That is the vidhi sutrani. So the whole bunch of the Ashtadhyayi, deal with vidhi only, vidhi sutrani. So many vidhis are there in different under different topics. Samhita, starting from Sandhi, then Tinganta, Subanta, Kridanta, Tatita, Samasa, and Angakarya, like that. Lot of Vidhi Sutras are there. For understanding the Vidhi Sutra, we need to know have the Sanya, all the Sanya, Adhikara, everything we require. The Vyakaranam means what? Vyakaranam involves change of the transformation of the words and letters, right? For which we need Sanya, for which we need Adhikara, for which we need all the other sutras. What will you do with just with Sanya, or what will you do with just Adhikara? Nothing. Vidhis, for the purpose of Vidhi only, all these are required. Okay. Now, for example, here, Iko Yanachi. The sutra Sandhi you may not be knowing that Samskrita name, but I will give an example so you know what it is. That is for N Sandhi, a small example. Yadi plus api. Yadi plus api. What Sandhi? Yadi plus api. Yadyapi. Yadyapi, right? Yadi plus api. Yadyapi. That is
Yadyapi.
E plus A. E is replaced by Yakara. So that is a vidhi. That vidhi is ordained by this sutra 6177. Iko Yanachi. Ika, what is Iko is ik letter. What are the ik letters? E, U, R, L, right?
Correct.
And N is Ya, Va, Ra, La. So, ik letters, when followed by N letter, when followed by H letter, N will come. That is a Sandhi. For example, Yadi plus Api. Yadi, E is ik letter. Followed by A, Api. A is H letter. Followed by a vowel. Then E must be replaced by the corresponding N letter, which is Yakara. That is called N Sandhi. It's a Vidhi. This is an example for Vidhi Sutra.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
H letters are from A until Cha it up to Cha.
Yes, up to Chakara.
Okay.
excluding chakara. All the ethyl letters should be excluded.
Okay.
A, I, U, R, L, A, O, I, O. Right?
Because so why not only a, ch without e in the end?
Oh, that we will see. That is that involves Paribhasha Sutram. We need to study that. Yes. The Saptami Vibhakti, why it is there, you're asking. Yeah. That we will study when we study the Sutram. We'll understand why it is. Here, it's a good thing you asked that question, but I'll try to answer. This is Ikaha, Panchami Vibhakti. It is Ikaha, Panchamiya, Shashtiya, Saptami. See, yes, here itself Sandhi is there. Ikaha, Yan, Achi, you have to split. Yes, Sandhi has happened. Ikaha plus Yan, Iko Yan. Understand? The Sandhi. Like Ramaha,
Yes.
Gachati, what do you say?
Yes.
Ramo Gachati.
The same thing here. Ikaha plus Yan, Iko Yan. So therefore, Ikaha only it is, right? Ikaha, Shashti Vibhakti. And Achi is Saptami Vibhakti. And Yan is Pratama Vibhakti. Now,
Understand.
this is Shashti Vibhakti, sixth case. And this is Saptami Vibhakti, Achi. And Yan is first case. So, Saptami is that what follows will be in Saptami. And what is going to be replaced is between Shashti Vibhakti. And what replaces, that will be in Pratama Vibhakti.
Oh,
All these things we are going to see. That's the beauty. The whole thing is in that sutra, the Vibhakti meaning and all, we will going to study that. So that is why
Very
Saptami
nice.
is here. Saptami tells you, Ach follows. Shashti Vibhakti tells, that is going to be replaced. And Pratama Vibhakti tells, that is what replaces. So Ikara is replaced by Yan when followed by verbal. Now you understand?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Very, very beautiful.
In fact, we have not yet got into it. We are going to see all these things elaborately. This is just very introduction to the introduction. Okay. So this is Vidhi Sutrani. So like that, so many Vidhis are there. This is an example for Sandhi Sutrani, Sandhi Sutram. Okay, with that it is over. Only the three types of Sutram I have explained. Other Sutrams out of scope now. We will see that later. Just to give you some idea, the three types of Sutra. Now let us see how the chapters of Ashtadhyayi are arranged. The first and second chapter, that is the first 8 section, they give you the basic definitions, Sanya. Most of the Sanyas are defined in the first chapter and in the second chapter. The next 3 chapters, already I said, 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter deals with Pratyaya, suffixes. And the last 3 chapters, that is 6th chapter, 7th chapter, 8th chapter, they deal with how the Pratyaya combined with the Prakriti, what happens. What happens when the Pratyaya is joined to the Prakriti. So this is how the Ashtadhyayi. This is a simple presentation of the arrangement of the Ashtadhyayi, chapters of Ashtadhyayi. First 2 chapters, they deal with Sanya, the basic definitions. And the next 3 chapters, they deal with Pratyayas. And the last 3 chapters, they give how the Pratyayas are combined with the Anga. Anga means to what it is added, that is called Anga. It is added to Pratipadikam. Pratipadikam is Anga. Anga is another Sanya. We will see what it is later. So now you understand. Anga is, the Pratipadikam is Anga, Dhatu is Anga, to which the Pratyayas are added. When you add, something will happen, some change will happen, either in the Anga or in the Pratyaya or in the both. Finally, you get Patati, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, iti, right? That is what deals with the last 3 chapters. Then, the first 2 chapters primarily focus on new rules and definitions that will be used across all the other chapters, and also the sutras that talk about the formation of Pratipadikas, sutra that talk about designing Padam and Dhatu, etc. So this is what the first two chapters deal with. First two chapters deal with, as I told before, sanyas and the rules related to the formation of pratipadikam. Pratipadikam means noun base. How the word Rama comes. Rama. Why Rama is pratipadikam? Pratipadikam, see, pratipadikam has to be defined. The definition is found there. Similarly, the sutra which defines what a padam is, what a dhatu is, all these definitions are found in the first two chapters. Then the third chapter gives all the pratyas that can be attached to the dhatu. Third chapter deals with the pratyas added to the dhatus. There are so many pratyas are there. And 12 sanadi pratyas followed by vikrana pratyaya, then krit pratyaya, tin pratyaya, and finally the adesha happen to lakaras. All those things are dealt in the third chapter. What are they? We will see in detail later. And the fourth and fifth chapter again deal with the pratyas, but here the pratyas are added to pratipadikam. They are added to noun base. Third chapter deals with the pratyaya added to verbal roots, dhatu. Fourth and fifth chapter deal with the pratyas added to the noun basis. So after you add that pratipadikam, to add pratipadikam, something will happen. You get finally the padam. And also that padam, that's why here you can see supratyas are there. Supratyas added to pratipadikam, by which you get padam. Okay. So, and also the other pratyas like stri pratyaya, for strilinga shabda, stri pratyas are there. And for tadita pratyaya, that is a pratipadikam can be derived from another pratipadikam by the addition of this pratyaya called tadita pratyas. All these pratyas are found in the fourth and fifth chapter. And the sixth chapter and seventh chapter, they deal with the rules like sandhi. That is sandhi is samhita, sandhi rules. And transformation, adesha, etc. pertaining to our pratyaya is attached to the, should be attached to the anga. Anga is a general term for pratipadikam and dhatu. How the pratyaya should be added to the anga. That is the pratipadikam or dhatu. All these are dealt in the sixth chapter and seventh chapter. And finally, the eighth chapter, it lists the rules regarding what happens after a padam is formed. After you form a padam, what will happen? So all the rules, natvam, shatvam, stutvam, etc., those things you will see in the last chapter, 8th chapter. So this is the arrangement. The simple presentation of the arrangement of the sutras of the Ashtadhyayi. The details, when we get into further, that time it will become more and more clear. But we will be repeating the same thing. Okay, don't worry. So a general idea, you'll get some idea, right? So all the chapters, all the chapters from starting from first chapter up to 8th chapter, what they are, what it deals with, some idea. Now you have got this idea. That is, first two chapters sanya, and the next three chapters pratyaya. The following three chapters deals with the change happening to the anga when pratyaya is added. That's all. So just a 2-line summary. Then comes, okay, this is what I told. The first chapter gives the basic definition. The next three chapters give the pratyas and how the pratyas are added to the anga to form a word or dealt in the last three chapters. Okay, I think we can stop here. Before beginning to study, I'm going to introduce basic things which you know. Okay, we have to start from the basics. I want you to be familiar with the Sanskrit terms. Sanskrit. Okay, even another thing also. I don't use the word Sanskrit. It is Samskritam. That is the right word. Sanskrit is anglicized word. You can use nothing wrong, but Samskritam is better. You can use the word Samskritam. Not Sanskrit. It is Samskrita. Samskritam.
Sanskrit.
Okay. So therefore, the names of the vowels, consonants, all the Sanskrita names, I'm going, you know, or if you don't know, also no problem, you can learn. We're going to introduce. That is why I made like this. Before beginning the study, That means we're going to start with Akshara. Okay. I'm not asking you to write the letters practice, don't worry. Just going to introduce the terms. Okay, that we'll see. We'll see in the next class. Okay. Any doubts here, please ask.
It's okay.
So please go through again the classes. Just summarize. You have your summary. Because we have not yet got into it, but what is Vyakaranam and what are the granthas available, and introduction to Ashtadhyayi and Pratyaharas. The knowledge of Pratyahara is very, very, very important. Extremely important. The moment Pratyahara is given and asked what are the contents, you should be able to tell. So you can do some homework on that. Okay. So we'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadah.
Dhanyavadah.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you.
Thank you.